Ba-da-da.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our second part to the final episode of Play to Find Out Longfall.
After a
We,
very crunchy fight.
yeah, that was a roll. So many rolls. So many
If we
things.
didn't have
Yeah.
Steven, we'd be so dead.
Oh my, yeah.
Thank you, Steven.
Bless Steven.
NPC, MVP.
I was saying this earlier that the only way to challenge high level characters is just to ride the chaos plateau until something happens.
How do we want to do this? Do you want to do Corvus's stuff first because he?
I think
As a
I
whole-
think that's the most urgent.
Sure.
Corvus.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you wake up on a stone floor to the smell of wood smoke and like kind of like a tobacco-y smell. Sitting next to you is like an Aetherkin man, except he has horns, like antlers, and he's smoking a really long pipe, and he just like holds it down towards you.
It's like my eyes like open up a little. I'm like, Izelka.
And you say that, but I'm like on like second examination, he's like an owl. He looks kind of like Exilka. Just like holds it down. And is like, morning.
I like blink a little bit. I'm like, where am I?
Somewhere, everywhere, nowhere. Doesn't really matter. You're here. Welcome to the land of the lost. He just like offers you a hand to like help you up.
Like, I'll take his hand and like pull.
And he like slowly like lifts you up. Like gets you. He's like really strong. Like
How
gets you on your
tall?
feet.
How tall is this person?
He's like average height for an Aetherkin man.
Okay.
He just looks at you and is like,
Where are my feathers around somewhere, or are they?
yeah,
gone
yeah.
now?
Your feathers are normal. Your feathers are
Oh,
good.
damn!
Yeah,
I was expecting different.
your feathers are good. They're like covered in blood, but
Are they like good for Corvus, or are they like better than they have been?
they're like good for Corvus. Good for Corvus. They're not better than they have been. Goodness.
So
They have the worst timing.
it's amazing timing. It's the best timing.
Yeah. You just hear like suddenly you just hear the rushing of water. I'm just gonna use it.
Like, I'll like look around like busy place.
It depends. Sometimes we don't get many people like you anymore. And he like starts like leading you along like a river stream that's rushing relatively quickly, and you're walking on this weird green stuff that you've never seen before.
Mm.
It kind of looks like carpeting, but it's like it feels kind of prickly. It's weird. It doesn't make sense.
Do you guys ever clean around here? There's dirt everywhere.
Sometimes. I got someone I want you to meet.
Okay. I'm still like, I should be dead. Is this dead?
He looks at you and he's like, like functionally, maybe, but you're more useful here. So, my friend slash grandfather would like to offer you a job.
Yeah, I guess. Do I like have my coat and everything, or is it like all burned off too?
You're wearing, you're wearing, you're wearing like monk's robes. Like you got rescued by like a mountain monastery or something.
So like I go to like do my normal thing of like pulling my
Yeah,
collar
it's
forward.
like a sleeveless
I'm
tunic.
like, the hell am I wearing? What is this?
Welcome to the ground, man. Then we got on that cliffhanger. Unless you want to do more, but that feels perfect.
Yeah.
Welcome to the ground, man.
It's like, oh, what's the guy's name? The guy who played the dude.
Exactly. That's exactly who this character is.
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
That's what it is.
Did that give it to you?
Yeah.
Welcome to the ground, man. We're here.
I'll just be like, you like, and look around for a second, and then smash cut, I guess.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm the dude.
Sanjay,
Okay. So
where are you?
So when. So what do we want to do? Do we want to do right after that, or like where Zajay ends up?
What's more interesting for you?
Because
How would you like to epilogue your character? Because for Corvus, his epilogue was fairly immediate.
Okay. I think
I got saved by the Grounders. What happens now? And we're like, we don't know. We'll find out next time on
I think mine's later.
Longfall.
Like half a year or so later is like
so we had like 6
idea
months
of where
later.
mine is. Is that okay? Did you want to, or Kelsey? Did you want to? Did you have something sooner, or did you want to do yours like also kind of later?
I don't know.
Oh,
Kelsey's just like, I don't want to
Damn.
stop playing.
I mean,
Can-
there's that too, but I'm like, I guess I want to know, like, I never really got a chance to like explore what happened with her magic. I don't know if and how her fur and feathers are going to grow back, and I want to know the answers to those things.
You can answer
Would
those.
you like to explore them?
Yeah.
So
I think at some point I probably should have a conversation
so
with Yuki.
yeah.
just a quick retcon. Well, I didn't throw my rifle away. I threw it at Zajay to take it away because I don't need it.
Oh.
So like,
Where I'm going, I don't need guns.
Oh yeah.
The
I gave it
rifle
to
is
I gave it to Steven. I totally gave it to Steven.
it's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it rapidly becomes clear to Azelka that the only way she's going to get answers about what happened to her is she's going to have to go look in some weird places. The answers are on the city.
Yeah. I think she's definitely going to need to go and have a talk with Yuki.
Do we want to have that first conversation, or do we want to have like the last conversation in that chain? Does that make sense?
What you're saying makes sense, but I feel like there are...
He's going to be supportive of you no matter what you do. So what scene do you think is most interesting? The low point or the high point?
Why are you making me make choices here?
While you're thinking about that, Zajay, what are you doing?
Okay. Yeah. So we get like the Aether font of like. I assume we got like a little like a couple quick like little like shots of like what happened directly after or whatever.
Yeah. We have you like guys going back and like.
Yeah. And then like reporting in and telling what happened and like they're like, oh shit, you guys saved the city and blah 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 again, blah blah blah.
You get a medal. You get a
Oh,
really
yeah.
shiny medal.
Oh yeah.
Zelka's nowhere to be found because she's hiding.
And then I think we like fade, and then we get like the 6 months later in that Aether font, and then we like fade back in on like I'm not sure what district it would be, like a nicer district, but not like the super nice one.
So like Spire Bluff or like the hub, maybe Rice Bowl.
Where's the university at?
Aetherworks.
Is that the only university? Or that's that's the really good one, isn't it? It Aetherworks?
Yeah, there's a really good one there. There's like a couple minor ones in like the Reservoir and Brass Bellows.
Oh, actually, Aetherworks will make a lot of sense because, yeah. So yeah, we see like we fade in on like a shot of like looking out the window to show where we are, and we see like all the stuff like we probably see like the towers and all the stuff that's going on in the Aetherworks. Just like oh, that's where we are. And then we like the camera moves over, and we see like this like decent looking apartment. And I'm gonna shoot Michael a private message just to remind him of something.
Maybe with your best shot.
So we see Zajay like slither down like a set of stairs. And instead of like it's very similar to like his police outfit. Like it's got like the scarf and like it's got like the blue colors, but like it's more of a so
hipster college student.
Yes, basically like hipstery college student kind of thing, like a grad student kind of vibe.
I'm waiting on bated breath for this message.
Just a second. I have to type, and I'm trying to talk and type.
Lily.
Okay, so I decide while she's working on that, I've decided I think we should probably see like kind of snippets over time because I don't think this is I think that it starts off with the first conversation, but then there is like the montage of trying to find answers on the city and failing.
Okay. Yeah.
Before it comes to the last conversation.
Totally.
So that's what I'd like to see.
I was hoping for that.
I mean, to be honest, this is not that far off from what I had been planning if Corvus had survived. So I mean.
So Zajay is down the stairs.
Zajay slithers down the stairs and like goes over to like a coffee table and starts like picking up books and stuff and like shoving them into like a messenger bag, and like
that's when we see a tail flick in the background, and the music shifts to like something a little bit more like someone is like watching Zajay. What do you do? Like you get the sense that you're being watched.
I think Zajay like kind of like we see Zajay's back like from the perspective of this person, and like Zajay's ears do the twitch.
And then we just hear yeah, and then like this tiny ball of black fur with 4 arms just jumps on your back. I got you, Daddy. I got you this time.
You got yep. Ow. You're actually kind of strong. Ow. Okay. Like like try to like get him off. Like I like pull him up and like I'm like holding him.
Nobody messes with Corvus Foul, and he like jumps off and runs upstairs. Then Suri comes in with like very Prager's belly and is just like, oh my goodness, he's gonna drive us both insane, isn't he?
Probably. So I have class for all day. Yeah, I'm teaching all day, so I guess I can come back and make something when I'm done.
She like leans over and like just like, kisses you on the cheek. She's like, learn those kids good.
I will do my best.
She like, as you're like slithering out, she like smacks your snake butt because she's that person.
Like
and then she like gets embarrassed and she's like, sorry.
No, he's about to say something, but then he doesn't, and then he just yells up like, "Hey, you be good."
There's like tiny yellow eyes like peek out from under like the banister. He's like, okay, no promises. And he just like ducks back down and runs into his room.
Figured.
And you just hear a loud crash. Sorry.
All right. Bye. Love you both. He slithers out and shuts the door.
What does Zajay teach?
Are
you teaching like grounder studies now?
Maybe a little of that, plus a little of like poli-sci.
Perfect. I need fan art of the babies in my Sorry, I decided to name your kid for you.
No, that is perfect.
Corvus Fowl seems perfect.
That is a perfect.
Go find Aracida. Say his name 3 times fast and he appears.
He's doing stuff with AP right now.
Aww.
So Izelka,
Right?
what you up to?
So I think the first scene with Izelka is very shortly after the incident down, when that all happened. Because Izelka is realizing that she can't just like keep walking around like this. She finds a hat, and it looks terrible and really dumb, but at least you can't see her antlers.
It's just like a really floppy hat that kind of flips over to one side.
It's
so good.
worst,
A bucket
it's the
hat.
worst hat.
Floppy bucket hat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so she makes her way back to her house, and after looking inside, she realizes that she has to talk to Yuki. And so, stop me from putting words in your mouth, but I think what happens is that she goes to walk out the front door, and
then
like
Yuki's right there. Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't think he says anything when he sees you. He just like looks kind of worried and just like opens his arms out to hug you.
And I think she hesitates and steps back and says, I think you don't want to come inside first.
Just steps inside.
She like closes the door and like pointedly locks it behind her, and she kind of just leans back on it for support. I think you can tell something has happened. The problem is I don't know what it is. And she slowly like pulls the hat off, revealing the antlers. I don't think I can go back to the force.
He jumps. Just like jumps back. He's like, holy shit.
I understand. This house is bought and paid for, so I can live here for a while. I need to know what happened.
And I think that's when we get the like cutaway of Azelka like poring over like dusty books and like speaking to people and like sitting down and talking with Eid and Steven, who like shows up, who's just like always with her now because he needs a smart person to help him
Right.
be a person.
They're a freaking item now. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they are an item. They've killed together. Their marriage is
That is
sealed.
the most intimate bond
uh-huh.
between people.
I think I don't think Yuki's around for most of it.
But I think we like see time passing as like Azulka's like fur and feathers slowly begin to grow back. There's that terrible awkward stage when the feathers are first coming back. It's just gross because that's how feathers work. Until like by the end of our little montage, she looks more or less like herself, except the little antlers are coming off of the top of her head. But with her like with her feather poof, she can kind of arrange it so you can't really see them, or so that they look like some kind of like added decoration instead of
you just like put like a little metal band so they look like they're on a headband or something.
Yeah, exactly. And so she can kind of go out in public again, but she's basically she put in her resignation and is living off of her savings.
So I think the scene opens at do you remember Bellen's old boat? So we see we see Azelka standing out there and Bellen standing in front of you and just says, if you need a captain, I turned in my resignation to.
I don't need to tell you that we're not coming back. I don't know what we're going to find out there, but I'm going to keep looking.
What's the worst that could
Even
happen?
if that kills me.
He smiles and just says, always wanted to retire on a boat. And just like, picks up like a barrel of like pickled fish or whatever and just like carries it up the gangplank. And Eid and Steven follow him because they're like your entourage now. I think we see like Yuki like as like Bellen moves out of frame, we see Yuki like watching from a distance, like leaning on like a fire, not like a fire thing, like a light post. Just like waves.
Give me just a moment.
Take your time.
Walk over to him. I didn't expect to see you here, Yuki.
You know I think this is crazy, right?
I have turned over every stone here on this island, and I've read every book I could find. There's just not enough. I need to be out there.
Ask me to go and I'll go.
Ask me to take you, and I will. I can't ask that of you.
He just like hugs you. Or like goes in to hug you. I don't know if you let him.
Yeah, like I think she like slips her arms around him and holds him very tight.
You couldn't get rid of me if you tried. And he like leans back and like pats you on the shoulder, and like waves to Bella, and he's like, "Permission to come aboard." And Bella just looks at him like he's an idiot.
Because he is.
Because he is. He's our idiot.
Yeah.
I think even Steven looks at it, like leans over to Eden and says, "That guy seems like an idiot." But he's our idiot.
Steven's
So-
looking at a fire hydrant.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a cardboard cutout of Sajay for his like new lecture series.
Yeah, and I think I think like our like the final scene of Azilka is like later Bellen's boat catching up with the fleet
Mm-hmm.
and like Azilka running across the gangplank to hug her brother and see her niece and or nephew.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. So yeah, we just see like the two little like bird persons just like wave. Little baby bird persons.
Oh my god, I saw a tweet. Someone drew baby owl bears, and now I'm just
Yeah, I
picturing
saw
that. Oh my god, they were so cute.
Basically.
That's funny
Um,
because owls are really ugly when they're juvenile.
So
It's also a tweet, which is even funnier.
we cut back to we end on one last scene. Corvus, you have been ushered into this shack stone structure,
Mm-hmm.
and in the center of the stone structure is a purple brazier, and it's like got glowing fire in it, and standing on the other side of it is this tall man with horns, and he just like looks at you for a long second and just holds out his hand and just says, "Uluro, I believe you've met my granddaughter."
I have, like, he goes for like the normal shake, and I do like the Dylan, you son of a bitch. Can I?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the series, and that's the season.
Oh man.
Oh.
I'd probably be like, got anything to drink?
Absolutely, because
Awesome.
you're like in Valhalla now.
Awesome.
You're in Aetherkin. You're in like Aetherkin Valhalla.
Oh man.
And so,
Yeah. That was Longfall.
so that was Longfall.
And then credits roll to Mr. Crowley.
Yep. mhm,
Yes.
Yep.
In loving memory of Mr. Crowley.
Man, during that entire episode, I didn't get like misty-eyed until like you named
Uh-huh.
Zajay's kid. Corvus, I'm like, no!
Let's talk a little bit about. Do we want to talk about the show or the system first?
System first. Because
The show will make you cry.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So
This system is swingy as heck.
As AF.
So fucking swingy. Like, I really enjoy how versatile it is, and I love the story that we told. But boy, this system is swingy.
Yeah.
you know, I really just want. I think it would be significantly less swingy if they just took the D20 out and
yeah.
just used your
Maybe, like-
yeah.
I don't know. I still think it wouldn't be entirely well balanced because it's just the.
I don't think
when
the game is
things
designed to be
explode-
balanced.
Well, I guess that's okay. That's fair. Okay, that's fair.
I get the.
It's
I get
weird.
the
Yeah,
impression
yeah.
That this. There's this part of me that feels like combat is not meant to be granular in this game,
Hmm.
but there are a lot of rules that imply that it kind of is. Like,
Right. Like combat's still a pretty big section, and like the fact that there's like, oh, you have major actions and minor actions and move actions and
Yeah.
these
Oh,
things.
Nayli's in like an awesome like lesbian cat-girl relationship.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even a
Really?
question.
Yep. They're now running the underground drug ring now that all the other.
Yeah, like completely. They just
Well,
own
she's
it.
she's dating like the smartest woman in the city.
Yeah, so she's made like perfect drugs.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, and they're never gonna get caught.
They're never gonna get caught. Just not gonna happen.
They get like called to a suspicious location with a whole bunch of drug paraphernalia in the basement, and they just snatch it all up from Corvus's old apartment.
Exactly.
Like all the like distillery tubes and like.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, I don't like. I always hate like when my character's supposed to be like this is what my character does, like whether that's I'm really good at sneaking or I'm really good at seeing things or I'm really good at doing magic. I always hate when the system is like, oh, but you could just roll a 2. Like but I'm supposed to be really good at this. So
I think one thing that we did as a group that like if I were to be making characters in this game, I'd maybe think a lot more about the feats I took.
That's true. Like
I feel like
it does
are
seem
a billion times more important to making your character what your character is.
That's true.
Than attributes.
Yeah, because like
I do think that I think maybe that Drummer Boy made the most effective character.
Absolutely.
Mechanically speaking.
Oh yeah.
And then my rolls are so terrible. That,
right.
like,
Yeah, and like that's the thing.
Work.
Even then,
Well,
like
sometimes you just win on a tear, right?
Yeah, like
right, like
basic,
that's the even with all the feats and stuff, like the fact is Zelka is terrible at perception, but she rolled like a 40 something on her perception roll. Corvus is like has everything possible to be good at shooting, and he rolled like a 16 on his shooting.
The minimum you can roll that he could roll is like a 4, and I think he's got close ones.
Like that's crazy to me. That like someone who has like
what I think might actually help is instead of like as you upgrade the score of your thing, instead of rolling a d20, your d20 actually gets lessened, but you get more like dice total.
Something like that. Yeah, just like
so like your d20 instead of being like half the time you get a 10, it would be like maybe like
what I think would be
yeah,
good
yeah.
is doing more dice that are smaller and explode.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because,
Yeah.
Because if like base was a D4, and then every time you added another D4 or another D6, what have you?
Yeah.
Your chances of success get significantly higher every time.
Yeah. And then like as you upgrade the thing, the dice instead of going from like 2d6 and then 2d8 and 2d10, that way like everything you roll just keeps on getting better.
Yeah.
So your averages would mellow out.
Yeah, because the curve has got to be so weird. Like the curve for this game is almost backwards. Like it's like an upside.
The curve approaches infinity. The curve is infinite. It's a
yeah, because like I guess like quote unquote normal game that uses like D20 plus or 2d6 whatever. Like it's a bell curve. You're usually gonna end up in the middle. Roughly like a little bit higher if you're good at something, a little bit lower if you're bad at something. But this is just, I don't even know. Like
the curve. I mean, if we're saying it's a percentage, the curve approaches infinity as the curve approaches 1. So it just.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's almost like it's so exponential. It needs to be more linear. So like instead of going from like here and all of a sudden whoop. The difference between like here and here is so great, whereas a linear game would be like that's maybe one point.
The system is called Open Legend. The setting is Longfall.
Yeah. Longfall is our own whole thing, and we chose Open Legend as a, I think.
Yeah, this was just like a conversation I had with Lily forever ago.
And then it turned to this.
Yeah.
And it turned into my favorite game I've ever run.
And my favorite game I've ever played.
Yeah, so I think closing out the talk on the system,
what would you use this system for? Because it's designed for something. What would it be?
My
I
initial
actually think anime superheroes makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
like,
I feel like superheroes is kind of where it's at, but then you still have the like chance of failing spectacularly, you know?
But I think in a setting, I think in a context where that makes sense fictionally, like riding the Chaos Plateau, I could totally like I posted this on the Open Legend forums. I'd love to see a campaign that was everybody starts at level 10 and you're just champions of the Chaos Gods in Warhammer Fantasy.
But even then, it's so swingy. Like
right, like you can be.
It feels like
Yeah.
it feels
Praise
like the higher.
Zeech.
It feels like the higher you get in levels, the more unstable it becomes.
It really does. It really does because you're more likely to explode or less likely to explode depending on the size of your dice.
Right.
You're actually, on average, you're gonna roll higher on 2d6 than 1d8.
There's actually a feat that I was looking at taking before.
Just one, not 1d. Like
it was
So
a
yeah,
feat
because
that-
like, I'm sorry.
it
Go
was a
ahead.
feat that made the explosions more likely to happen.
Oh.
So I think that would be something that should be built inherently into leveling.
Yeah. Yeah.
like you
Like
explode
exploding.
on a 3 or a 4.
Yeah. Exploding
Like
more.
if you're on
yeah.
a D8
Yeah.
or if you're going to D10, you explode on a 9 or a 10.
Yeah,
Or you
yeah.
could even get a better feat to be like 8, 9, or 10. You explode.
Sure. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. That would. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would at least like help you feel like you can get a better roll because I have a what was my highest? I had an 8 in alteration, and I could still just be like I might get a 4 on this roll. I don't know, maybe like.
Right?
I wish you could. I wish you could.
I like
wish
having
you
that
could-
minimum at least because like what in like D&D where there's like okay you roll a D20 and then add 5 to it like okay I'm at least gonna get a 6.
Right?
Like-
I think one way to one easy home rule that we could have done was you can spend a legend point to get a roll equal to 20 plus your skill or 15 plus your skill.
Something like that, yeah, or at least like re-rolling too. Like I feel like legend points should be able to be used for like re-rolls too, like where it's just like just
Instead of
that
advantage.
that instant where it's just like, are you kidding me? I got a 3, and like I have an 8 in the stat. Like I okay fine, let's whatever.
I don't know.
Like it's so yeah, it's really weird. Like
I mean, the other option for this would be just like ridiculous battle simulation.
yeah. Overall, I like it. I really like games where like you say what you do and then you decide what it looks like or what it feels like or the flavor and stuff of it. I like how the magic is handled in it, where it's just you can do types of a thing, like you have entropy or you have healing or whatever, and then you can do stuff off of that. I really like that a lot. But yeah, just the swinginess of it makes it like so weird.
Yeah, I just don't know. It's hard to quantify. Like, I really like this game. I'm not sure if it's because of the system or because of the world we built and the people involved.
Right, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if the game actually really helped us as much as
I don't think it fought us.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Okay, it didn't fight us. It wasn't in the way, but
It definitely didn't help though.
I
Right.
don't feel like it helped. But there
Some
are
of that's
definitely other
because this
systems
is an
that
open
would've been in the
system.
way.
Like I couldn't have seen doing this in any kind of Burning Wheel clone,
no.
right?
Right.
You need like one of the world systems, like Dungeon or Apocalypse, or if they have like another less.
But that's the thing. Then we're bound to like playbooks.
Well, I think
Which wouldn't be bad, honestly.
how it helped was with our power scales. Like us at the end being like, okay, Corvus is basically a rocket ship. Iselka can like do anything with barriers and healing, and Zaje can change matter into anything. Like that came from the system, but us having fun came from us. I feel like
It makes you the game gives you ways to be immensely powerful very quickly.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So I guess
Let's talk about the campaign.
yeah. I guess we can get to the tiers now.
For those of you that have not been following since the beginning, Longfall started as
Hi.
hi. Longfall started as this image I'm going to throw up on stream right now. I was digging around. This is by Sean Quinn. He's an artist, and I found this really weird Asian-inspired, like, techno.
Let me see if I
picture.
can find the.
And guess where I got my character from?
That picture.
I didn't have a character until you're like, we sat down and you explained to me what this thing was. I'm like, okay, I'm a crow.
Yeah, I'm a crow. And so we created this game because we wanted to explore this idea of a world that was incredibly confined in space. And like that being a diverse place, not being traditional Western fantasy or Western steampunk. We're very heavily inspired by Asian and Indian mythology and like fiction, and we created Longfall collectively, all together.
I know as soon as you guys like looped me in, I was spewing out my own ideas at you.
Yeah.
And I mean, even Drummer Boy did that, and you joined later, right?
I'm like, I don't know what's in this world. Can there be like an underground secret military thing that poisoned me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that fit in so well. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
The idea
great.
of this private military force controlled by people in power, totally in the themes of this game.
And
Totally
you did a very masterful job of weaving it in with the existing plot, where it feels like incredibly natural for Drummer Boy to have joined in our little quest.
It worked really well. There was a lot. It was a fun campaign. I couldn't think of better people to have ended it with.
One sec, I'm finding almost there. I'm scrolling up to the top of our chat.
Oh dear.
There's a little thing on the side you can grab, and you know.
Mm-hmm. Are you trying to find the original message?
A long way.
Well, I don't think I'll be able to find that because there's just like. Well, I don't remember what the content was, so I can't search it in our PMs. Okay. I created the Longfall chat and posted that image on February 5th. Of 2017.
2017. Okay.
Yeah. So we've been discussing it / playing for 10 months.
I found the original message.
Oh, really?
February 4th, 2017, at Lilypad Nebula, Flying City Sword and Sorcery RPG, please, question mark.
Yep, and then I was just like, yep, let's do it.
Tell me this doesn't look dope. It do look dope. I could run the shit out of Flying City D&D.
And then
don't know what the right system would be for that kind of game. I'm actually pretty intrigued by Open Legend, and then we're there.
Yep, and now here we are. Yeah. So for also, I guess, so when we started out, the players were Kelsa, myself, Pian, and Sci-Fry. Sci-Fry played to about like the halfway point.
Right at 15.
Yeah, so about like a little over the halfway point.
17 was the bell ringer, and then after that we brought in Corvus.
Yeah. And yeah, Sci-Fry played Lyle, who we saw in later do all the crazy stuff.
Death Construct.
Yep, Death Construct.
That whole being a Death Construct thing.
Being a Death Construct in this game sucked. Does anyone have any questions before we do anything? Like, anyone have any like things that they're still wondering?
What was the mission that they offered Corvus at the very end? Was that just like, here's a mission?
It's like no. Well, you're in like Aetherkin Valhalla now, so it'll work out just fine. That's kind of spoilery, but the general idea I was leaning towards was you become an agent of this like Grounder King.
Grounder military.
Yeah, basically.
Try to get out, they keep pulling me back in.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought I was finally going to die.
I just want to die, damn it.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
oh, the 3 quotes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Three
yeah,
quotes,
yeah.
The 3 quotes were the one I said, which I forget. Something about good men. The other one was the like hand of the prefect like creed, which is like we shall uphold the duties and wishes of the office of the prefect until the last man draws his last breath, or whatever. And then the third one was just yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers, Steven.
Yep.
That was my plan. Those were my 3.
Oh yeah, the blood feud. I kind of want to see that game.
I'm not gonna lie. There are a lot of NPCs that have just kind of dropped off the radar.
Yeah.
Because they were they were like they showed up, they did their thing, and then in true anime style, they disappeared into the ether.
Right. Yeah. They played their purpose, and like they're still there and have stuff that we could show or whatever. But yeah.
I've said it before. The Longfall 2 is either a prequel game set before the Rise, or like a pirate adventure.
Yeah.
The manga artist that drew the character moved on to another studio.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so yeah, we gotta just completely change styles. It's the only option.
It's true.
Let's do favorite moments.
Oh boy. I mean, one of the best from the first episode when the very first roll that we made exploded out to nowhere, and Sajay managed to just completely take out a robot in
one little
effort.
just this one thing.
And then from there came one of the best NPCs of all time.
Buzz
was so great. Like I really love Buzz.
I liked Buzz too.
I'm kind of only in retrospect am I sad that we didn't get Buzz there in Zajay's ending.
Oh, Buzz lives with Sajay. That's
yeah.
Question.
Right. Well, he's taking care of the house and everything while like now that Suri's like pregnant, she can't really do a lot of stuff. So Buzz is taking care of the house and watching after little Corvus.
Little Corvus. I'm so happy about that one.
I mean, that was a really great moment too.
Well, that's cheating. That's meant to be a great moment.
Totally narrative, like fan service kind of thing.
Of course it was.
So yeah, FCMA has a really good one where I started turning those things like the
people into donuts.
The sky car things into donuts and just chucked them off the world.
I really liked the first moment we met Corvus.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
The like bird in the like bird of death in the rafters was really good.
I think mine is the anime moment of misunderstanding where my mom thought Suri got me into prostitution.
Yeah.
And she went over to her house, and I was trying to explain things, and then it became a whole thing, and then it kind of like, oh yeah, but we like each other. Wait, oh shit, did I say that out loud? Oh man, kind of like thing, and yeah, just that like the awkwardness. It was totally anime, which was what this game was, and it was great.
I like the weird like wargaming battle thing.
Oh yeah, my Yu-Gi-Oh tournament.
That was pretty great. That was a lot of fun. That was a fun way to introduce you to the world.
That was pretty great, especially how much buildup had been to that.
Oh my gosh.
So much buildup.
Yeah, FCMA and Corvus came in, was all badass till Steven came in. Yeah, pretty much.
Steven's just lucky.
Steven's just
lucky, and he has someone who knows like how to take advantage of the system.
I regretted so hard making Steven, but by like the second episode, I was like, okay, yeah. We need
Right, it was just like it's even better because it was such a goofy, offhanded like, hey, there's a person that's your partner. What's their name? It's Steven Seagal, right? Yeah.
yeah.
And then it just snowballed into what he became.
Yeah.
It turned out great.
Oh my
It turned out
gosh.
great. I do like the variety of Aetherkin that we got to see.
Yeah.
Like the fact that that you came as Aetherkin as well as Steven, it was really interesting to be kind of a counterpoint to Azulka. Even though she's only half Aetherkin.
Is that why you're so short?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, just
I
the
mean, Zaja is the short one.
yes, I'm super short. But yeah, I know like the very, very different races was a big part of us planning this game of like
Yeah.
humans and then a bunch of weird let's just say it's the final episode, a bunch of furries, whatever.
Yeah.
Furries and then
little bit.
elves.
Furries and elves.
Furries and four-armed elves.
Furries and four-armed elves.
And furry four-armed elves, what?
And furry four-armed elves.
And Ghibli people.
And Ghibli
And
people.
Ghibli people.
And Ghibli people.
The grounders were very much inspired by like Celtic depictions of Fae.
Yeah.
And My Neighbor Totoro.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit of Spirited Away. There was a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah.
of Spirited Away in there.
So that was really good.
I could see that.
Yeah. I
totally Totoro. Like that's just I was just like I want to be scared. I want Totoro.
I mean, another one of my favorite moments was after, well, not exactly my favorite moments, but like after Izulka fell from the sky and then we had to end the episode early, it was just me like hyping myself up for what was going to happen. So I don't know, that was
I hope I
that stuck with
delivered.
me because it was like, no, it was great. It was amazing.
So
We still don't know
yeah,
what's going on with her magic. We need a whole new season
I
to
was
find out.
I was really hoping that Azoka would fly, but
I know. Why couldn't that dice? Why do you betray me?
friggin' swingy
So-
God.
So, yeah, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Thanks,
that's
guys.
easily one of my favorite, like, if not my favorite, like in my, well, I'm, I think I've mentioned it to you guys, but I'm having Aeroside to do like a big thing of like a bunch of the characters I've played in like my shows, and Zanjay's one of them because he's easily like my top favorite characters.
Best
in the group.
So innocent.
Yeah, just from the get-go, it was like, I want to be like an innocent little cop boy. Well, no, my original pitch was Judy Hopps, but a snake.
And I was like, perfect.
Oh my god, I think I remember you saying that too. Now that you mention it.
Well, then even better because I found that like pink and yellow snake that I've like that was like these are Zajay's colors. It's gonna be great. That's how he got his like appearance, and yeah, just playing him has been amazing.
Oh yeah, Zootopia was in no part a small influence on this game.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, totally.
That was a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys ever get to see the art that Aeroside made for Corvus?
Yes, it's in the rotation on the.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like really good, like trench coat and like hat and
Mm-hmm.
I
rifle
don't
on
watch.
his back.
I don't watch the stream. I have the chat.
Yeah. I think I put a link to the folder in the
Yeah, I
chat.
thought so too. Somewhere. I don't think it's
Anyway,
It's somewhere. I can if you guys want like the full big pictures, I can shoot the link over to you guys so you can get them.
well,
But yeah, so
final thoughts.
but Michael said it before we like started this show. It was just a random thought, and then it snowballed into this huge thing of like everybody that's been a part of this, and viewers and audience and just people that we talk to a bunch have like included ideas and stuff. And yeah, it's just the whole setting is just a giant collaborative thing about all the stuff we thought would be cool around the idea of weird flying magic city.
It's the biggest exercise in yes and I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, exactly.
Another
That's how I tend to run games.
shout out to Dark Lavender Void, who made the overlays for this show.
Beautiful overlays.
Yeah.
Very, very cool overlays. Very totally fitting of like the weird steampunky / aetherpunky vibe we got going on. And then he made different ones for that after the halfway point, because they were originally blue and now they're purple, which is super cool.
Void.
Void's great. And yeah, just I know this has been a really, really big like people have really liked watching it. It's fairly popular. It's like decently popular on YouTube. Like hundreds or so. And just yeah, like it.
And not all of those are me.
And not all of them are us. It's great. We have people watching during the show, and it's awesome. And here it comes. Yeah, it's been one of my favorite campaigns I've ever played, like streamed or not streamed, and just being able to play with you guys again. Like, Sci-Fi I've played in a couple of other shows, and it was great to play with him with something. Pian, Michael, and Kelsa, like 85% of my games with the three of you. And yeah, everyone's amazing. Drummer Boy, I was desperate to play with you at some point, and then we finally got you. We finally got you. We finally got you. And now we had a great time, and I can't wait to do something else with you in the future. Whether it's like a one-time thing or another show or whatever, we'll figure it out in the future. But yeah, just so thank you to everybody who watched the show and enjoyed the show at all, or contributed ideas or stuff to it. Just it's been so good. And then thank you to the three of you, Pian and Sci-Fi, who aren't here. Ethereal, thank you to you guys. But yeah, just the three of you. Obviously I can't do shows by myself, so thank you for being here and part of this with me and giving me your Wednesdays.
Thank you for letting me sucker you into letting me run shows. You doing 90% of the work.
Yep.
You are always a pleasure to roleplay with, and one of the hardest parts about closing the show is that I'm not going to be in a show with any of you.
I know.
Which does make me sad. So we have to fix that moving forward. But
we'll get there.
We'll get there.
I was leery about this when the two of them first pitched it. I think Michael came at me first, and then
I was like, "Hey, do you like Aetherpunk and cat people?"
And I was like, "Okay, with both of you on this, like, give me the full pitch." And then I was like, then my brain just started turning, and I was like, "What if I was a half-breed who actually grew up out on the Aether ships?" And then I was like, that sounds really interesting to me. And then obviously I need some kind of tragedy, and and that's kind of where Izilka came from, was just wanting to have some representation to explore that other part that wasn't the city.
Yeah, her flaw of imposter syndrome was like I remember at TwitchCon on the like role playing and I forget the name of it, but like role playing and role playing and mental health. You like talked about that like during the panel, and it was just like really cool to see that.
I think it has helped me to be able to play a character that has a flaw that I acknowledge in myself, so I can
it's definitely helped you get over your fear of heights, right?
I don't personally have a fear of heights, but I thought it was much more interesting if she did. And I got lots of opportunities to play that up. Being
on a flying city, somebody had to.
Yeah, right? I was like, how can nobody be afraid of heights in this? We live on a flying city. How can and it just made even more sense, and a little bit more poetic irony that it was Izilka. So
What would be weird If you also had agoraphobia, you're in the sky and you're afraid of vast open spaces. Yeah.
I did briefly consider that instead, actually.
Oh.
Well, that would have been even worse.
But I did decide that would be even worse, and I was like, no, we'll just stick with a fear of heights. I can stay.
Oh.
I can stay to one island at a time and be very carefully in the center of the bridges. But I almost forgot when Azilka hit what's his name, Slimeball renewing.
Oh
with,
my gosh.
Yeah.
10 fing.
Yeah.
I totally built this character up to. You weren't here for this. I don't even know if FCMA was here for this.
Billy? No, not Billy.
No.
Logan 10 fingers. Yes.
Where I crashed his car with one of my barriers, and then he died. But that was a real
That was a mistake. Like that wasn't the plan.
That was not her intention, and I think like that was a real turning point for Azilka's character, as all of the fallout came from that. You know, and I think it made for a very interesting story as well. So
I remember you told me like your barrier destroyed a larger ship or something. I don't remember.
Barrier destroyed. Basically, she did like damaging, impassable, and all this other stuff on her barrier that a car then ran into, and I was like,
oh yeah.
And I rolled a die of fate, and I was like, actually, I didn't even roll a die of fate. I was just like, Logan 10 fingers doesn't wear a fucking seatbelt. He's not a square.
Well, and then because you asked her to roll her protection for like, okay, like he's shooting out of the car, roll protection to see how much damage, like how much momentum he has shooting out of the car, and then you got like a 65 or something.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, and it's like, well, he's dead, and I was like, no way.
Yeah, because it was mentally, it was just gonna be like, screw you and your car, and then he just
and then she just like unceremoniously just threw his body off a bridge. To the ground.
I mean, I didn't do it.
You paid someone else to do that. You paid a woman that had a crush on you to do that for you.
I heard that story because like I had a question when we were going through boons and bans and stuff, so I was asking Michael like, what do these do? They told me that story, and like from the beginning of this game when I came on, I'm like, Azoka's kind of a badass.
She is. She doesn't mean to be, but she is.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
It's been awesome having you.
I'm really sad that this is over.
I think it was time for this particular leg to end. I fully intend to come back to the Longfall setting.
I love it. So all the stories we've told here.
Yeah, it's been really, really good. Like I said, it's easily my, like, if not favorite, one of my favorite campaigns that I've ever played.
Did I beat Mistborn?
Man, that's
no.
Maybe.
No, I didn't.
I'm sorry.
No.
So close.
Fair enough.
There were some moments.
I tried really hard.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted.
Mistborn was just.
Mistborn was kind of the perfect storm.
It was.
Thank you all for playing. If you all like the kind of storytelling I do, I'm going to be running another show called Fair Wanderings on the Play to Find Out network in this time slot starting after the first of the year. Lily will be on it.
What? What?
Obviously.
Why would she be on her own channel? I don't get it.
Obviously. Hey, you never know. JP's like pioneering that shit.
Yeah,
That's
that's where it's at. You just have a bunch of people do other shit while you just Twitter for 4 hours, and then boom, you got a show.
Sounds like a pretty sweet gig, actually.
Right, yeah. Okay, let me do the chats. There we go. Now your links are all in the chat. Yeah. Anything else you want to drop, say you do, Michael, or for your outro?
designed the Longfall setting, and I'm planning to like further develop it a little bit more when I get some free time, with the intent for it to be available on the Open Legend forums as a setting people can use.
That'd
Nice.
be cool.
If anyone's interested in that, please let me know. If anyone has questions, feel free to ask me. There was a lot of stuff that I had originally planned that didn't get used because you guys just power curved out way too fast.
Yeah.
Like I had a city falling out of the sky and it didn't even like stop you for 10 minutes. Right?
It was still like really big though, so like it's a
Yeah.
that's
a big deal.
Yeah, that's
but-
kind of the thing. Like it's yeah.
I feel like turning me against my friends would have been like a bigger thing if I didn't take the feat. I didn't even know you were gonna do that.
I wasn't. It just made sense in the moment.
But like, if I didn't have a feat that were just like
Negate it, yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
Then
No, that was
kind of
perfect.
different.
It was really good. Yeah, awesome. Well, as always, thank you so much for GMing our shit, being the wild
GM.
wall of our that we slam our wild ideas against, and you throw them back at us, and
Getting in the face with them.
also,
if nobody figured it out by all the hints I dropped, ask me about the grandfather comment later. Anyway, yeah, thanks for coming.
yeah. Kelsa, how about you?
Hello. I'm Kelsa. I was Azulka, and I'm still not over this being over. Come watch me on other things. I play in other RPG shows. On Fridays on my own channel, we're playing a game of Burning Wheel called Harvest Valley. It's kind of set in like the idea of Stardew Valley or Harvest Moon, and we are trying to befriend the winter goddess, and it's not going very well. As you do. So there's that, and you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/KelseyDelphi, also YouTube as KelseyDelphi. On Twitter, though, it's just at Kelsa. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Saturdays I'm playing D&D. I've got some more shows down the pipeline, but for I think over the year, at the bump of the new year, I'm going to be down to 2 shows, and one of them's not even going up because of holidays. So, actually, neither of them are going up. I don't think I have any shows until the new year. Actually, I think this was the last one.
The November and December are killer for shows.
They really are. They really are. You can still catch me on my own channel on Mondays. I am streaming Children of Zodiarcs, as I was mentioning earlier, and however long it takes for me to beat that game. I'm doing lots of fun voices for all of the different characters, giving them little personalities. The best one is the small necromancer kid, who I have given effectively Azelka's voice, except that she little kid cusses a lot, and it's really adorable. Just being like super angry and throwing out these epitaphs with Azulka's voice has been positively amazing. So I guess Azulka will live on at least while I'm doing that. So yeah, follow me on Twitter for I tweet out when I'm going live with stuff, and also take pictures of my cats. And also spiders, you're warned. That's I think that's everything. Yeah, I think that's everything.
Alrighty. Andrew, drummer boy.
Hey, I'm Drummer Boy. I've been Corvus. I'm gonna miss these nerds.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna miss you.
Yeah, we'll try to do another game soon.
Totally.
But you can find me around the internets on my Twitch channel, spelled the same Drummer Boy. I make music there, and on the weekends I play The Witcher. And yeah, I play Francis Jackson on Die Party Abyss on Tuesdays on Henley's channel. So if you're into some like bargain bin Nathan Drake, kind of like Hollow Earth, fighting Nazis, Indiana Jones stuff, then you can come check us out there. And my Patreon is continuing because they reversed their bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't have to build my own platform. I can just keep on making cool stuff. So
definitely check out his Patreon and all of his music stuff.
It's good.
Amazing.
Yeah. I'm looking into ways to make it a little bit. I might go to monthly. I'm not sure. I'm also looking at like dropping the tier amounts because I feel like $5 is maybe a little bit too much for entry. But also, I don't know.
No.
It's
a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, just music and Witcher and Die Party and hopefully another game either with these guys or around the internet elsewhere. I don't know.
We will find a way.
Yeah. I'd like to return to the Longfall universe if we...
Be cool.
Oh, we're coming back. We're coming back. I don't know when, but we're coming back.
Cool.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah. So, thanks again, everybody. Viewers, people, anybody that's interacted with this at all, and especially fellow players and GM, for Play to Find Out's future. As Michael said, we have our show coming in the new year called Fair Wanderings, some D&D with some cool peeps. I've got other ideas, but nothing like even started to be in the pre-planning stages. So like, I don't even have the announcement for those yet. So you know, there's those. Just like
Was
random
that the announcement of the announcement of the announcement.
Yes, stay tuned. Yeah, basically just like random ideas. So nothing solid at all.
Just announce an announcement every day until the announcement happens.
There we go. Boom. So there's that. I'll try to do some more like regular gamey stuff because now with this ending, I won't have any shows on my channel. I'm just in LA at Night right now, or no, LA at Night and Restart. So I've got 2 other shows. But yeah, my own channel stuff. I'll try to do some video gamey things or whatever till the new year and such. So yeah,
I'm sure you and I can find something to do.
Something. Have an awesome night. Have an awesome week. And stay awesome, everybody.
Thanks for
Bye.
watching us.